I want to ask you a question
Hmm.
about jealousy because that's what we're talking about. I feel like
Hmm.
jealousy is a very tough emotion. Like,
Oh, yes.
I know I've certainly had my fair share of jealousy come up, and even still, like do my best, but it still does come up. It's something we deal with. So like, and I mean, I want to say in particular with women, like, I'm not a man. I don't
Yeah.
know that side of it. So like what tell me more. Tell us us fellow cosmic adults more.
I mean, men definitely get jealous. There's no denying that. And I think it's a little bit more suppressed jealousy type of thing. And it
Mm.
later on, if it's not dealt with internally, it starts to get put out into the world is aggression. A lot of it goes
Yeah, I
aggression.
was gonna say that like jealousy turning into like anger, turning into
Oh.
the action of like harm or whatever. Yeah.
That can really, really happen for men. I personally have a really, I would say, an intense practice that I like to, and I used a lot in the past. These days, I use a little bit less. And I just, if it's literally guys for you, if it's like your spouse or woman or whoever it is cheating on you physically. So what I do is if I get that fear, I literally go into myself and allow all of that fear, or usually it's sometimes a visualization fantasy in your brain, in your mind. I allow it all to come up. I let in my mind, I let my fiance cheat on me, I let everything that I'm afraid of happening happen to me in my visualizations, feelings, sensations. And actually, when you do that and you do it properly, go into it deeply,
Hmm.
you get into a space of like, oh, so that's fun. That's nothing to do with me. And you're kind of like free and liberated. It's so freaking awesome to feel that.
I love
Uh,
that. Wow,
yeah.
that's wild, dude.
And it
But
depends. Yeah, go ahead.
I mean that's maybe not like like even you talking about it like makes me feel a little scared. Like makes me feel scared to do something like that.
I know. I
Like
know.
yeah, it's like what if like I think my jealousy would be like someone being like more gifted than me or
Hmm.
more whatever. Like,
Then go
oh,
into it. They do use the
oh.
same. Use the same. It applies still. Like let's say I think because you work in the kind of healing and psychic intuitive world. I'm in that
Mhm.
world as well, but I have astrology. That similar worlds, but a little bit different. But
Yeah,
still,
yeah.
when you see somebody, in your profession, in your career, like maybe they're awesome, they're getting attention, they're getting, they're doing all these things that maybe you don't yet know about, you have your stuff, but this jealousy comes up there still.
Yeah,
Do
certainly does. And I hate to admit that. I really do, but it's the reality. Like I want to be
Yeah.
blessing everyone, but there's that little thing inside there that's like the little button.
I think for me, I've solved these in a couple of ways. So the first thing is still the thing, allowing it to happen, allowing somebody to
Okay.
just get the most attention in your brain, in your visuals. If it happens in the real world, let it happen. Just let them be the best. Let them be blah 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 blah. Whatever it is that you're fearing and being really scared of. And the second part is to really like go into the situation. Okay, so if they get this attention, if they are more gifted, what does it mean for me? Is it a survival thing? Will I lose clients? These are very,
Mm,
very often the things
hmm.
that come. Or I
Yeah.
won't have money if I promote them. Da 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 da
Hmm.
da.
Hmm.
And then, oh, my survival. Oh, I can pay my bills. And actually, the jealousy there in the deeper sense is to do with survival, and money
Yeah,
and these types
I
of
think you're
areas.
right. Because it's sort of absurd, right?
8 billion people,
There's 8 billion.
crazy. And
Just
you,
like a yeah.
And you think you're going to, if you promote somebody who actually you look up to and maybe admire, and maybe you just are good friends with, or whatever the situation
Yeah.
is, you're
Yeah.
not going to have enough clients. That's a crazy thought actually,
Yeah,
and that
totally.
and if you do it, actually, this is one of the things I've seen. Actually, your heart opens while doing it,
Oh,
and I mean, you don't have to immediately make a friend, but you make a connection, and that
yeah.
connection can turn into all sorts of magical collaborations, things of that nature.
Yeah,
So it's a win-win
totally.
mostly.
And